Ridgefield, Washington, the fastest growing city in the state. New commercial centers and new neighborhoods popping up everywhere. But after walking buyers through this market through the past few years, there's things in Ridgefield that I don't think people are talking about enough. So today we're gonna take you on a full tour about what's new, what's coming, prices, and builders. I'll save the not so great stuff for the end to give you the full picture to find out if Ridgefield is the right move for you. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jamie Mushaw with Jamie Mushaw Real Estate. I've been helping buyers and sellers here in Southwest Washington and Portland metro area for over the last 30 years, helping them buy and sell. And we're back here in Ridgefield today because we were here about a year ago and I wanted to give you an update as to what's going on because a lot has happened since we filmed our last video here in Ridgefield. We're standing here at Union Ridge Town Center, which is the first little area that a lot of people think of off of the Ridgefield exit. Again, we're just about 30 minutes away from the Portland International Airport. If you're not familiar with this area has blown up quite a bit over the last year. The In-N-Out is open. It's been here for about a year now. The Chipotle is here. They've just recently opened up the gas station. Again, you have Costco, Starbucks, you have the On Point, you have the dental care facility over here as well. And there's just a ton of businesses that are moving into this particular spot because this is going to be the main infrastructure area for Ridgefield to supply everything that they need to the community. Everything has been built out quite a bit. There was going to be a YMCA built here, but that fell through. On the other side of I-5 freeway, there's apartments going in. So there is a lot of building commercial wise that is going on. And we're gonna give you an even further update as we move into the downtown Ridgefield area. We're just down the street from where we were at Costco, In-N-Out, that whole area just off of the main exit in Ridgefield. Now we're just off of Pioneer Street, which is the main road that comes from that whole infrastructure area, heading down into the downtown Ridgefield area as well. Before, when we were out here, Pioneer Street was still under construction, but all of that is completed now or pretty close to it. And just wanted to give you an update about this particular area as to what's gone in. The Wash Kings is finished over there. You have Les Schwab. On Point obviously has been here for a little bit. We're right outside of Rosar's Grocery. Also within this development, you have the Rebound, Edward Jones, and a bunch of other businesses that are going to play off of the infrastructure that is right down the street of the Costco and In-N-Out and all of the other amenities that are right there off of the exit. And across from Rosar's is other businesses that are being built right now. There's a bunch of development that is happening on this end of Pioneer Street, including across the street. There's going to be another competitor for a grocery store. Not quite sure which one is going in there yet. Potentially a gas station, we'll see. And this area just has a lot that's going to complement the Union Ridge area and just Ridgefield in general. We're at the crossroads of Pioneer and Royal, which is just to the west of where the Costco and In-N-Out is. Again, right across the street is Rosar's Grocery, where we've already talked about a bunch of stuff that's going on over there. And across from Rosar's is Pioneer Village, and just down the street is Legacy Town Center. And here in Pioneer Village is more of your established businesses that have been here for a while. You have Papa Murphy's, Starbucks, Riverview Bank, Yoga Ridge. There's a couple clothing stores in here as well. And you have Playmakers Bar and Grill and 8 Cow Creamery for desserts. And down over at Legacy Town Center, there's gonna be a couple restaurants going in there, and continued on down past Royal is a bunch of other construction that's happening with other businesses that are gonna be popping up as all of this construction is completed. We're gonna get to housing, but right here on Royal, heading north and south, is where a lot of the major construction is happening now. Again, I had already mentioned there's going to be some businesses on the other side of Pioneer and Royal, but as you head south down there on Royal, there's going to be a bunch of new construction, in addition to a ton of new construction happening on the north side of Pioneer as well. You can't talk about Ridgefield without talking about housing, and right now we're standing in one of the premier new construction neighborhoods built by Pacific Lifestyle. It's called the Reserve at 7 Wells. It's a gated community. And if you're really looking to move to Ridgefield, one of your main options is going to be new construction because of how much is going on here. You have a bunch of builders that are production builders that are out here, as well as some smaller local custom home builders that are building here too. You have Pacific Lifestyles, we already mentioned. You have Holt Homes. I believe New Tradition is out here in Ridgefield, along with Kingston Homes, which is more of a local custom builder. And there are a number of other selections that you can choose from for new construction. And if you're looking to get into a new construction house out here, you can really expect to start at about $700,000 to $750,000, and it goes up from there well over $1 million. With new construction here in Ridgefield, there isn't a whole bunch of choices that are sub $700,000. If there are, you're definitely going to be on smaller lots. These homes that are being built here with Pacific Lifestyles are big enough to where you have space between your homes. You can get a 3-car garage on it. There are other neighborhoods like these here in Ridgefield that you can build on. It just depends on which builder suits you and what floor plans and amenities that you're looking for. Now, if you're looking for a pre-owned home here in Ridgefield, there's not a lot of neighborhoods that were built out like what is being built now. You have some sporadically throughout Ridgefield that were built in the 80s and 90s and some early 2000s, but you have a more abundance of new construction. Your other option is going to be homes on Acreage, which is going to be substantially more expensive. Typically, if you're looking at a Acreage property, you're really starting out at about $900,000 and going up from there. All of the new construction is pushing out towards those Acreage properties. So if you're buying an Acreage property over time, it's going to become more valuable because eventually all of that new construction is going to surround those Acreage homes, and you're going to feel like you are out in the country but close in to all of the amenities. I know a lot of the Acreage properties here are really only about 10 minutes away from everything that you need that we've already seen here, being the Costco in and out, all of that stuff that's right off of the exit, along with the other developments with the commercial businesses that are just to the west of the Costco. So Acreage properties, as I mentioned before, you're going to be starting out about $900,000, and you can go all the way up, you know, well over $2 million here in Ridgefield. Currently, right now in Ridgefield, if you were looking for an Acreage property between about $1 million and 1.5, there's only about 8 homes for sale on Acreage right now in that price point. As you move up, there's quite a few more choices, but again, it's costly to live here in Ridgefield if you want to be on an Acreage property. So you have a lot of choices out here, but you have to get ready to spend a little bit more money. So in comparison, if you're looking at Camas to Ridgefield, there are not a lot of Acreage properties out there. Additionally, if you want to get onto Acreage in Camas, you're probably starting out well over $1 million. To get something nice, you're probably going to be at 1.2 and moving on up from there. New construction in Camas is going to be about $850,000 to get a pretty nice property. You can get something for less than $850,000 in Camas, but you're definitely going to be on something that has a substantially smaller lot. Probably not as nice as a build, but you can get into new construction sub $850,000 in Camas. Again, if you're comparing the two for affordability and lifestyle, Ridgefield's going to be a little bit more affordable than Camas right now. They are basically about the same lifestyle of living. Again, they both have downtown areas that are super cute. People love to go through and walk through them. Both have restaurants and clothing stores and done a bunch of different food options. So if you're looking for that small town feel, it's Camas and Ridgefield, again, are going to be very comparable. It's just going to come down to what your budget is going to be when you want to try to decide which one to live in. We're finishing up here in the downtown Ridgefield area. Again, it's super comparable to the downtown Camas area. It's not as big, but I can tell you it is as cute and quaint as the Camas area. Just behind me is a splash pad, which is finally open and ready for summertime coming up. And off to my left is the entrance to the reserve area and some talks of finishing or starting, excuse me, of the Waterfront project in Ridgefield. That's probably 10 years out from now. But one of the things that I really love about this downtown Ridgefield area is it does have local food carts down here. You have a bunch of local businesses. This isn't where you're gonna find anything that's chain related. This is gonna be all local business owners here in the Ridgefield area. It's a great spot to support them. And one of the key things about this area is that as Ridgefield grows, this is just going to become more popular. And I think that it's something worth coming and checking out if you've never been here before, just to kind of see what kind of atmosphere you do get in the downtown Ridgefield area. So housing in downtown Ridgefield, it's pretty scarce down here. There are homes here. There tend to be older properties on bigger lots. If you're trying to secure a property down here when it comes onto the market, you typically have to jump on those pretty quickly because they sell within a pretty quick or reasonable amount of time. So if you're looking for housing around in this area, again, there's not a lot to choose from. If you want something, you have to really keep an eye on it for when those properties come up available. I personally love Ridgefield, but I do believe there are things that people don't talk about when they talk about Ridgefield. And some of that is the growing pains that are going on here. Immediately, obviously the infrastructure that's being built all along the main entrance there in Ridgefield, they're in the process of completing all of that. So construction on that portion is going to be going on for quite some time, along with just new construction in general. A lot of the people that have lived here or moved here quite some time ago that wanted that small, peaceful town on Acreage is really starting to become less non-existent because the new construction is pushing out to those acreage properties. But on the flip side of that, if you own an acreage property and it's gonna stay an acreage property, that is gonna become more valuable as the new construction and other infrastructure reaches out to you. And some of the other things that you have to really think about is as you are buying homes here in Ridgefield, the more competition that there is out there with that new construction, if you're have bought a new construction home 2 or 3 years ago, and for some reason you have to resell, then you're gonna have a lot of competition with those properties that are out there. And you're really gonna have to focus on adjusting your pricing accordingly, because right now, those builders are offering big incentives. And to compensate for that, you're either gonna have to offer those incentives as well, or you're going to have to adjust your pricing accordingly to be able to sell your home if you're competing with that new construction. So again, we did touch on the acreage properties and how expensive it is to really be in Ridgefield and on Acreage. So if you're moving to Ridgefield, one of the key things that you have to be mindful of as that new construction is continually happening, the commute times over time are definitely gonna change. So that's something you're gonna have to factor in if you're considering a move to Ridgefield. These are just a few of my favorite things about Ridgefield and some of my thoughts on it. Other people may differ or vary from what I'm thinking, but I would love to hear your thoughts or comments about Ridgefield and what's happening here. If you need more information or if you need me just as a resource, feel free to book an appointment below, and we'll see you on the next video.